mas maganda siguro kung hindi na lang siya nagpunta. I would say that, no, because it really did not create any kind of traction. Of course, the prosecution, ganun naman lagi po ang narrative nila. It's a victory for the prosecution. Terry Redon will always say that and he could always claim that. Pero kung makikita naman po natin, wala naman po talagang tangible effect yung kanyang mga binitang testimonya. Unang-una, he does not have personal knowledge about things. Secondly, he was not yet the director of the NBI during that time. What he made and what he gave were actually basically his opinions. Yung inaasahan po nilang malaking pasabog, no, na para bang akala nila talagang may mga matitinding bibitawan ito si Melvin. I think it really did not create anything at all. No? So parang nag-backfire lang po talaga.
Mo kasi napakaganda ng mga nangyari kahapon sa ako on my part I believe sobrang ganda ng nangyari on the defense side sa testimonya kahapon ni Attorney Matibag. So may mensahe ako sa aking friend ulit. May mensahe ulit ako. Dear friend Attorney Matibag.
Lagyan mo ng sound effect.
Dear friend, Attorney Matibag, I would like to remind you, di ba, sa lagi nating mga pinag-uusapan before, na pumunta tayo sa tama at ipaglaban natin ang tama. Kahapon, you were not a credible witness. You were an incredible and incredulous witness. Pero hindi mo rin matatawag na witness siya. Kasi di ba, napakalaking para sa akin tama against the prosecution because dumating siya doon without a subpoena. So feeling ko masyado siyang feeling entitled to speak before the impeachment court. And for me it was a waste of time because it cannot be entered as part of the evidence, no? Kasi hindi ka naman sinabina. So kumbaga, yung mo, suntok sa hangin yon. Oo. So suntok sa hangin kasi unang-una hindi ka pinadalhan ng sabina, narinig mo lang na na-mention yung pangalan mo tapos pumunta ka na doon. Hindi rin notaryado yung iyong testimonya. So suntok sa buwan, and ako, I would like to thank you for your presence there kasi mas lalong pinahina ang kaso ng prosecution dahil sa pagsipot mo doon. Ang akin lamang, my friend, gusto kitang maging healthy at mas mahaba pa ang buhay kasi hinihingal ka na kahapon habang nagsasalita ka. So to me, parang yung nakaraan kung ang mga prosecution panel ay sinisipon at nilalaway, ikaw naman hinihingal. This is not a good sign on your health. So bilang kaibigan, ako ay nagpapayo sa'yo, take time to reflect on yourself and take time to reflect on the Salamat PRRD t-shirt that you have proudly worn before together with your wife, no? Nasa kaibigan din natin, si Ann. Ako, I hope that someday magkita-kita tayo and I want to pray for you. Sa mga kababayan, nandito po, kaharap natin, Dr. Froilan Calilong.
Yes, good morning po sa lahat. At good morning din po sa aking mga co-panelists, Mayor Mike Rama, attorney, good morning, and sa aking mga kaibigan, si Yusek Penny, and of course, Yusek Astra. Good morning po sa lahat, and I'm really so sorry for coming in late. I always want to go here pagka may kapihan tayo ng early, but today is really quite different. Pasensya na po kayo. Anyway, so we're here, and regarding the question ni Yusek Astra, what were my thoughts regarding yesterday's trial? Well, definitely it did not create any dent at all. Parang halos walang, mas maganda siguro kung hindi na lang siya nagpunta. I would say that, no, because it really did not create any kind of traction. Of course, the prosecution, ganun naman lagi po ang narrative nila. It's a victory for the prosecution. Terry Redon will always say that and he could always claim that. Pero kung makikita naman po natin, wala naman po talagang tangible effect yung kanyang mga binitang testimonya. Unang-una, he does not have personal knowledge about things. Secondly, he was not yet the director of the NBI during that time. What he made and what he gave were actually basically his opinions. And dito nga nakakalungkot dahil yung binabanggit ni Yusek Asta kanina, no, dati po kasi namin kasama si Director Matibag sa PTP, and then all of a sudden biglang bumaliktad and all. Pero hindi po natin masisisi, sabi nga naman po natin sa politika, no permanent friends, no permanent foes, only permanent interest. Pero sana po yung interest niya para po sa ating mga kababayan talaga. Pero yun nga po, tama po yung binabanggit kaya nalihis po talaga ng landas. No? I would say that. And I really don't know what is going on in his mind, especially after 2028. I hope he has a good exit plan. I hope he really has a very, very well-defined plan for himself. Because certainly may problema po talaga, no? Lalong-lalo na po, no, yung conflict of interest sana po nakita natin because his wife is actually a signatory to the impeachment complaint, no? That alone speaks volumes of what he's going to say. Unfortunately for the prosecution, yung inaasahan po nilang malaking pasabog, no, na para bang akala nila talaga may mga matitinding bibitawan nito si Melvin. I think it really did not create anything at all, no? So parang nag-backfire lang po talaga. And I think it's really the defense that's really holding their ground in this trial. And sad to say, kinakailangan po talagang gumawa ang prosecution ng maraming kaparaanan, ano, including fishing expeditions, starting from zero, starting from scratch para lang pumakakuha ng ebidensya. And ito po, I think kahapon po nasa unang hirit ako sa GMA, and then I mentioned this specifically that even if the Senate Tribunal allowed, no, na magkaroon nga po tayo ng ganito pagbubukas ng mga dokumento, hindi po nangangahulugan to na victory kaagad para sa prosecution, definitely. On the flip side, baka nga po ang mangyari is ang mailatag pa rito yung mga katotohanan na wala naman po talagang itinatagong yaman, wala naman talagang unexplained wealth ang ating dalawang Pangulo. And I think that is something that will really clear her name. And I think ito yung kinakailangan din malaman ng taong bayan. So whether for good or for bad, I think it really has to happen. And in the end, I think what will stand out here is the fact that the Vice President is unscathed and talagang masasabi niya na dignified pa rin po siya. So kahit anong gawin po ng prosecution, I think that will still be the case.
Very well said. Alam mo, attorney, tama ka doon. Alam mo, kapag kunwari may mga debate sa mga kalye, pag bumababa kami sa grassroots, sa mga barangay, LGU, tsaka nag-BBMS, tapos hindi naman, we cannot win them all eh. Hindi mo makukuha yung loob ng iba. Pero when we talk about BP Sara, sabi, ay si Waldas, biyahe ng biyahe, ngiti lang ako. Kasi yung tindig niya, paninindigan niya, mas maganda nga, buksan na nila yan eh. Ano ba talaga? Kasi alam mo kung bakit? Hindi yan mababayaan ng Diyos. Sa tingin mo, maninindigan niya ng ganyan kung talagang may baong katarantaduhan. Sorry for the word, pero nananarantado na talaga sila ng bayan at mga Pilipino. I'm not afraid to stand sa ganitong usapin because that's the right thing to do. Ano gusto mo? Magbulag-bulagan, magbibingi-bingihan, at gayahin natin yung iba that ang salita na ngayon ng taong bayan, silence is being paid. When we talk about the updates of what is the real score today, no? It means that wala tayong pera. Kasi nagsasalita tayo. Gusto mo magka-pera, manahimik ka. Mamamatay ka na lang dyan na natahimik. Magiging kahihiyan ka ng pamilya. Isipin mo yung next generation like what Mayor Rama said earlier. It's true. Kasi, kung walang gagawa, sino ang gagawa? What will happen sa atin pong bansa? Diba? Kaya pag may naninindigan, tapos naduduwag ka na magpakita, magtago ka, pero wag mo silang istapin. At wag kang makibagay at makisalamuha sa mga humihinto sa tamang gawain ito dahil hindi naman ito pang sarili. Kasi pagka nakipaglaban ka, hindi sinisira mo sila. Paano mo sisirain yung mga ganun? Sira na. Sabi nga, when you apply yung word na sinisiraan, it means na wala siyang kasiraan, kaya sinisiraan. So, hindi kailangan magsalita ni BP ng kahit na ano. Kaya nga, bakit kailangan niya magpakita? Nandiyan ang defense niya. Bakit kailangan? Para ipahiya nila? Diba? Para ipahiya nila? Hindi yan pinanganak kahapon. Anak yan ni Presidente Duterte. Naging mayor yan. Diba? Ang daming pinagdaanan na posisyon yan. Tapos, i-questionin mo Tapos ang kini-question dito na perang hinahanap is 100 million. Bakit? Ilang bang trillion meron kayo? Nakakatawa, di ba?
Siguro po, if I may butt in, Shusek, yung po kasing narrative, no, na yung ating ikalawang Pangulo, sinasabi nila na bakit walang sinasabi, walang ginagawa. Pero kung makikita niyo naman po, I think the narrative actually does not resonate with what the public actually feels on the ground. Kasi kung totoo po, no, na merong effect at may traction talaga tong impeachment na to, I think makikita naman natin yan sa numero, no. Pero makikita naman natin the trust and satisfaction rating of the Vice President is really going up high. At hindi ito talaga masasabi nating reflection itong nangyayari pong impeachment ngayon. Pero ang mas mahalaga po siguro tukuyin natin dito, no, kung papaano po ang gobyernong ito ay nakikipagsabwatan sa mga oligarkiya para po talaga pahirapan ang taong bayan. Imagine nyo po, no, Meralco, I think there was an event na nandoon si BBM at kasama niya mismo si Manny Pangilinan. He was there, no? And if you are a president who truly cares for the plight of the people, you could immediately tell it to the face of Manny Pangilinan. Bakit ganito yung power rate sa Pilipinas? Why do we have the highest electricity rates in the whole of Asia right now? Hindi ba kung ikaw na may paninindigan ka at iniisip mo yung investment climate at the very least, alam mo na lahat itong mga kadahilanan ito ang siyang magpapalayo sa sa investors natin because naturally hindi nila gustong mamuhunan sa isang bansa na napakataas ng electricity at power rates, no. Plus of course yung mga taong bayan ngayon, ano, lahat sila, no, kitang-kita natin yung paghihirap nila. Imagine that, yung dating sinisingil ng 4,000, 5,000 pesos a month ng electricity, biglang lumobo ng 12,000, 13,000 and they don't know why. They don't even know why. Walang explanation. And when you go to Meralco, they have a spiel. Meron po silang parang templated na sagot, no? At wala ka naman choice kundi bayaran eh. You see, this is what we call a captive state, no? We are being held captured dito sa ating sariling bansa. Wala tayong magawa because may sabwatan ang oligarkiya at saka ang gobyerno. That's very, very clear. Na dinismantle ni President Duterte nung kapanahunan niya.
Sayang talaga yun.
Imagine po natin, di ba? If the President Duterte is still here, I tell you, hindi po makakaporma tong mga to. Really. Imagine, Mighty Corp, Lusiotan, nakaporma ba kay PRRD? No. ABS-CBN, nawasa. Lahat yan hindi pero ngayon, kasi alam nila, imagine nyo ngayon kakasimula lang naman itong conflict sa Middle East, no? Pero tumaas na kahapon kaagad ang presyo ng gasolina, no? 3 pesos, 10 pesos. Imagine that in just one day. But and again, ito naman yung matagal na nilang stock eh. Pero if the DOE really has the fangs and the control and the government, kung wala pong market collusion na nangyayari, kaya po yan. Isang sabi lang ng presidente. Ang problema po kasi, walang takot ang mga kumpanya na to because alam nila they're being backed up by the president. That's as simple as that.
Alam mo, tama ka, Prof. No? I agree. Kasi dati nating nag-guest dito is yung ekonomista, si Ma'am Cora Guidote. Sinabi niya, hindi naman kailangan agad-agad tayo magtaas ng krudo. Bakit ka mo? May backup tayo dyan and we can do and pwedeng mag-stay lang yung amount na yan. Kaya natin hanggang 3 taon. Hindi pa nga tumataas yung ibang bansa, tayo umarangkada na. Sino ang nagtotolerate nito?
Pangulo.
Diba? Panggulo? Panggulo?
Kaya nga babalik ako doon sa na alam mo tumitindig yung balahibo ko kapeni sa sinabi ni Doc Froy, no? Kasi ito na naman tayo yung kaharap mo na kasi 'di ba si Tatay Digong noon, kaharap ka pa niya o nasa likod ka, sasabihan ka talaga niya na magbayad ka ng buwis. Hindi ako pagdating ko diyan sa Manila, pag hindi pa yan bukas ang tubig, papasara ko kayo. Ngayon kaharap mo elbow to elbow yung presidente at saka yung Meralco, wala man lang siyang minention. And of course, yung pag-akyat bigla ng which reminds me yung ipinaglalaban ni Lian Leviste, no? Na mas naipasa pa ng Senado yung waling-waling during the special session, pero hindi nagpapa-special session on the crisis of the energy, no?